Merry Christmas, Nigerians, and welcome to Global Morning. It's a special edition, no doubt about that. I'm Uji Agmofwegbe, and interestingly, on this special occasion, Jomai Manson is also on the show as always, and feels very great being that it's Christmas, Jomai. You're looking the season now, aren't you?
Well, it's exciting me here. Merry Christmas.
Merry
and
Christmas
to every Nigerian out there, Merry Christmas. It's a time to celebrate, time to show love, care. And it's a beautiful time to spend with family and friends. Your family, so that's why we're here.
Of course.
But Merry Christmas all the same. It's a beautiful, the job must go on. We must be
It
here.
has to, the show has to go on.
It has to. It has to. It has to.
Well, several messages about this season, starting with the president, who many will refer to as the father of the nation. Again, as always, urging love and unity and the idea of living out the values that are associated with Christmas. We've also seen governors across board do the same, reminding Nigerians that there's no better time to rethink national unity, rethink our national cohesion, and then, of course, show love. And then, Jemai, there's the issue of the less privileged in society. If it's truly an occasion to, a season of love, as we call it, I think there's no better time to also reflect on the challenges that such people deal with, right? Those who are less privileged in not just in financial things, in several other areas. There are people who have been dealing with mental health issues, for example, for a long time, coming into this season. Naturally, they are not going to be as level-headed as you, as it stands right now, and things like that. Then there are those who are also physically challenged, people who live with disability,
Very true.
And things like that. So beyond what government ought to do, yes, I say ought to do, I think individually we also need to take responsibility for them. At the very minimum, maybe what we can do is put calls across to people we have not been in touch with this entire time, just to reconnect with them and let them know that we have them in our prayers and in our hearts.
Yeah, saying that we're reaching out to individuals who are not family members, who are dealing with a lot of issues, like you mentioned, mental health. Those that are not privileged enough to celebrate at this time. Like for me, it doesn't really matter whether it's Christmas or it's New Year or even Salah. You should learn to extend that hand of fellowship. It goes a long way because you see, God sees our hearts, and that's why there's a time where we all fast. Christians, Muslims, we all fast, because I think God wants us to understand, to be grateful that we can actually afford 3 square meals in a day, and there are some that cannot even afford one. They just take in water and that is it. So at this time, this festivity, like you said, we shouldn't leave everything for government. Government cannot do everything. You and I, in our little space, we can actually cook like rice or package rice, food, and go out and like, okay, happy holidays, and just extend that hand of fellowship. Are you good? I might not see you every day, but at least this moment alone, it says it's a little effort that makes a lot.
Yeah, like little drops of water make an ocean.
Exactly. So that little effort that you make, it goes a long way. And you'll be surprised that someone at that point really, really needs it at that time, and you extend that hand of fellowship. In fact, you've saved that person a lot. Maybe that person must have been suicidal. That person must have given up hope. That person must have been like dwindling and, oh God, what will I eat, or what will I, no one loves me. And you just say, hey, calm down. It's for everything is that word, everything is going to be fine. Oh my God, it's very soothing to the soul. So you're right. It takes you and I. Let's make that difference.
And this is not a time to narrow down everything to money. Like Jemai said, it must not be about money. It's about the significance. That one call, that 1 hour, 30 minutes, for example, that you spend with someone you care about, who may not even be blood, as it were, all right, goes a long way. And again, it's also a time for us to reflect on this year that is outgoing. It's just about 6 days away until the year winds down altogether. And then use that as a basis to recalibrate, re-strategize, and rethink the incoming year, which is 2026. If you have had a tough year in 2025, for example, question is, what were some of the factors responsible for that? You've got to be dispassionate and open-minded enough to have that conversation with yourself, all right? And then take responsibility for the next 12 months that will begin in less than 1 week's time. We're taking a quick break, everyone. Christmas is big on the show today, no doubt about that. We'll be joined by a cleric who will help us understand the substance and significance of this occasion, what it means for not just Christians, but for the world, what lessons can be learned, and how it can also further strengthen our bond as a country. All of that and more after this break. Do stay with us. Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
If you want to grow, there needs to be preparation for times of discomfort. My name is Ramsey Enoch Agbo, and today I want to let you know that success is achievable. You can do it. All right? The times are changing. So many things are happening. But you need to know that comfort is the enemy of growth. That's it. That's what we want to look at today. The truth is this: everyone wants comfort, but then there is an amount of work that you need to put into yourself, into whatever it is that you feel you need to be comfortable. Therefore, comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to grow, you need to welcome some level of discomfort. If you don't want to grow, just sit in one place and be in the euphoria of comfort, as the case may be. Now, if it doesn't challenge you, it cannot change you. That's the truth. If it doesn't challenge you, it does not have the capacity to change you. Whatever does not challenge you does not have the capacity to change you. And that's the reason most times you see people who are being challenged, all right, by a particular circumstance. They say, wow, look at this young man. Look at what this young man is doing. Look at what this young lady is doing. Wow, I'm being challenged. I can do it. I can do it. Whatever that does not challenge you cannot change you. Because if you're being challenged by a particular thing, there is a level of effort you put into turning that thing to your advantage. Comfort feels good, yeah? It's safe, yeah? Familiar and easy. But if there is a truth that we need to know, that comfort is a cage dressed like luxury. That's what comfort is. That is the definition of comfort. It is a cage that is dressed like luxury. It is not luxury. It's just being dressed like luxury. It is not luxury. That thing you're calling comfort today, that comfort zone that you don't want to get out of, it's a cage. It's not luxury. It's not. This is one thing that we need to know. Every successful man have gone through thick and thin. Everyone you see comfortable today, they had times when they were drinking Gary. Some never even had the Gary to drink. So what we're looking at as comfort today is merely a cage that has strapped you down, dressed like a luxury. It's not luxury. You can remain in that thing you call comfort, and before you know, you are 30 years. Before you know, you are 40, and you can no longer achieve the things you would have achieved that period that you felt you were in comfort. That thing is just cage. It's a cage. You need to break out of it. You need to allow yourself come out of it. This is a personal decision. Sometimes you don't even need people. In fact, this is the truth. That thing that you think is comfort, that thing you think is luxury, all right? Hey, enemy of progress, you want me to go and suffer? You want me to go and suffer? No, my daddy, I'm in my daddy's house, and let me enjoy, let me do this. No. You meet them. You think it is comfort, but you are caging them. What if you're not there? Your children couldn't manage it because they don't know the source of this wealth. They don't know how this wealth was gotten. So there was no continuity because these children were caged in what they call comfort, in luxury. I'm trying to make us know that the true enemy of growth, every time you choose comfort, you postpone your growth. That's the truth. Every time you choose comfort, you postpone. See, that minute, time doesn't wait for anyone. That's the truth. Time doesn't wait for you. Time doesn't wait for anyone. That 1 minute you spent in your comfort zone is a limitation to your growth. If you were out there trying to see how you can get to the other level, you will grow. Every time you choose a challenge, you stretch your potential. Look at the seed. I don't know. I just feel like using the seed as an example. It must break to grow. It must get rotten in the ground. Even the Bible said it. It said, except the seed fall to the ground and die, it remained alone. It remained alone. But when it gets to the soil, it's been beaten by the sun, then the rain will come on it, then it will germinate. First of all, it gets rotten in the soil. It gets heated by the sun in the soil before it grows. Then one day, they call it a harvest period. That same seed germinates, grew, brought up fruit, brought up tubers of yam, in fact, there are so many things we need to do so that we can grow, as a matter of fact. Let me tell you, let's say for instance a butterfly must struggle out of its cocoon to fly. And you must also step into discomfort to become who you were born to be. When some people have a lot of testimony, a lot of things to say, maybe when it got started, the story was very, very tedious. But I want you to know that you can get out of it and you forget about the story. When the glory comes, you forget the story. But for every glory, there is a story. You don't need to forget about that. So that story must be there, all right, to make the glory valuable. So get out of that thing you're calling comfort zone. The growth zone is always outside your comfort zone. Discomfort is a sign that something inside you is expanding. That comfort. Do you know that some people learn, all right? Some people learn from their experience. If it is a bad experience, you can learn from it. If it is a good experience, you can learn from it. So I want you to know today that discomfort is a sign that something inside of you is about expanding. So take advantage of that time. Growth requires growth, like they say, requires stretching mentality, emotionally, spiritually, so that the next time you feel nervous, afraid, or uncertain, don't run from it. All right? Don't run from it. Don't run from those challenges. Some challenges are meant to make you and not to mar you. Live on. That's where your transformation begins. And as a matter of fact, choose challenges over comfort today, because the pain of discipline weighs on cease, all right? The weight of discipline. Some people, when they are being disciplined, they say, they hate me. They hate me. But that discipline is to make you, except if it is out of some form of bad intention. But God sees every intention. No one wants to punish you because of any negative intention. But the pain of regret waits turns. Step out, grow, and become the version of yourself that's comfort, could never create, but challenges created them. Congratulations. I am going to be seeing you at the other side of success. We will all get there, but then get out of your comfort zone, face the challenges, take the discipline, take the correction. No one have the monopoly of knowledge. All of us are work in progress, heading for a destination, and that's where success and growth meets, and of course, that makes a champion. Thank you very much. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Many thanks for watching this episode.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
What is your problem? What's your problem? We're on the road to protest.
And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at this
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
What is your problem? What's your problem?
We're on the road to protest. And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
All right, you're welcome back. And if you're just tuning in, this is Global Morning on Global Television. And at about this time is a newspaper review segment. And we're going to start with the first paper of the day. Is the Guardian newspaper. And below the nameplate of the Guardian newspaper, it says PDP leaders move to reconcile fractions, set up caretaker committee. And that read you will find on page 3. Next, it says Tinubu sets up APC committee to heal rift, mobilize party ahead of 2027. And that read you will find on page 3 of The Guardian also. And next on page 7, Atiku accuses Tinubu of defying Supreme Court's judgment on local government autonomy. And you're wondering what that is all about, you have to flip over to page 7 to be well abreast with that news. Now, the Star story on page 6 says power crisis lingers into Christmas as output averages 3,000 megawatt. And that's on page 6. Now, below that, it says stocks as Kano Assembly loses 2 members within minutes. Unfortunate incident there. And that news you will find on page 29. Now, below that, it says growing opposition threatens general implementation of tax law. And that's on page 6. Now, on page 2, Christmas Eve tragedy. Many fear dead as IED explodes in Borno mosques. Very sad story there on page 2. And it says ASU FG read truce as union accept 40% pay increase. And that's on page 4. And at the foot of the Guardian newspaper, it says MDAs may forfeit funds over non-compliance with financial reporting rules. And that read is on page 15 of the Guardian. And that is all on the issues making round on the Guardian newspaper. Please go out and get yourself a copy and be well abreast with the issues making round. Next is the Daily Sun. Over to you, Mr. Uwe.
All right, sir. Nigeria owes 5.7 trillion naira after 6 months of overspending. All right, 6 months of overspending. The Star headline says Christmas, Tinubu vows firm defense of religious freedom. About 4 riders accompanying that headline says no one should suffer for professing faith, of course, as it should be. ACF urges leaders to show empathy, love. Celebrate with hope, wisdom. Jonathan Khan, Archbishop Martins, don't succumb to fear. Well, Nigeria has shown so much of strength these last few years, and citizens are not going to stop now. Tax Reform Acts, reps pledge speedy probe of alleged discrepancies. Undeme urges Tinubu to review January implementation date. Implement new tax policies with human face, Archbishop Kaigama. Governor Mba targets 870 billion naira. IGR signs 1.62 trillion naira Enugu budget into law. That has one rider as well. Cross River State Governor assents budget, reaffirms commitment to inclusive growth. Atiku accuses presidency of defying Supreme Court ruling on LG funding. Juma brought you the story from The Guardian a while ago. Claims president using judgments on autonomy as a political bargaining tool. But the president was very clear. He said there's already a court order, from no less a court than the Supreme Court, saying that local governments must have autonomy. Have autonomy. It's a court order, right? It's not an opinion,
no,
right?
It's not.
And we're seeing governors playing politics with that. So the president's point is as good as saying that, look, you have to do what the court has said. If you do not do that, I might be left with no other option than to use executive order to push in such a way that the local government councils can get their funds so that they can also be held accountable.
Exactly.
You can't hold them accountable if you do not give them their money or if you do not give them what is due
to them.
Right? We have seen some states that have shown example. My home state, for instance, and a couple of other states have done that to say that, look, if you are holding governors accountable, governors must also be able to do their part by ensuring that local government councils get their money, and then they are able to play their part as well. Therefore, we now know what local government councils ought to do. So if Juma or Uyi has an issue with local issues, they know where to turn. So you don't have to go to the governor or the president. So I think we shouldn't politicize this sort of conversation.
And the truth is, it saves you, the governor, the stress of listening to
so many complaints.
When it has to do with that grassroots issues. Because really, they are like the mouthpiece of the individuals. They are close to the grassroots.
To the communities.
Exactly. So it will save you a lot of stress. And they need to make inputs and impact.
Right.
Then you shouldn't just be as a figurehead, okay, local government chairman, and then you take orders from the governor and all of that. But please, the needful should be done. They need that power on their own to do the needful. There are so many basic amenities in that rural area that they need to respond to. A lot of issues, farmlands, a lot when it comes to good health care, education. They need to put in their own input, at least so that we'll know the worth of these local government chairmen in that particular position. It's not just being a figurehead. I don't think it's even fair on them. But most local government chairmen, they do not see the impact in all of this because they have what we call loyalty. They're very loyal to these governors because they feel if the governors did not push enough, I wouldn't have emerged. I will not be on that particular. But they should understand that for as much as you want to be loyal, there's always a way about it. You have to get what is due to you in order to make the impact for individuals who have put you in that particular position to be happy to see that you are making an impact. You're not just a figurehead just taking orders and doing what the governor wants without making an impact for the people whom you represent. It's just unfortunate. Some of them don't get it.
Juma, we're going to consider you for a local government chairman. Let's begin your political career from there. What do you say? We're going into a new year. Let's agree on something.
Please stop.
All right, let's bring you the last headline this morning from the Daily Sun. It says Tinubu inaugurates APC Peace Committee to tackle internal rifts ahead of 2027 polls. One rider with it. Boni leads as chairman, Banire as secretary. Those are your headlines from the Daily Sun today. Do well to read up details for yourself and be guided regarding the news. Next port of call is the Vanguard newspaper.
All right, now the Vanguard newspaper. Now, above the nameplate of the Vanguard, it says FG records 2.66 trillion naira fiscal deficit in Q2 25. And that read, if you're wondering where that is, it's on page 19 of the Guardian. Of the Vanguard, pardon me. Now, it says here on page 15, highways of fear, staying safe during festive season travels. Of course, that is a point of concern for so many. Talking about the Abuja-Lokoja road that they were on, individuals, travelers were there for 5 days, some 3 days. And a friend of mine that her daughters were coming home, they were there for 3 whole days. She was like, Juma, I was scared because that Nigeria and where we find ourselves now, anything could have happened. These bandits would have just come out and kidnapped a lot of people, start shooting sporadically, and then the fear of the unknown. It's just unfortunate. But
I read something, it was a post on Facebook credited to Professor Patutomi, one of Nigeria's foremost political economists, where he was saying that he left Lagos at 5 a.m. In between these festivities, left Lagos 5 a.m. He couldn't get to Benin until 10:30.
Oh my goodness.
That's on 5 hour, 30-minute ride. So he says, look, This used to be a 3-hour ride
Yes.
in the 80s. As relatively young as I am, I know that in the early 2000s, you could do that road in 3 hours. Some very speedy drivers could do it in 2.5 hours.
30 minutes,
right?
yes.
Because the roads were far better.
Yeah, true.
But now that's not even the crazy part. He says he couldn't get to Asaba until 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. So imagine you leave Lagos at 5 a.m. You don't get to Asaba until 8:30 p.m. Asaba is just a city.
It's so close. Yeah, exactly.
So
yes, it is.
It even took him far longer time to get from Benin to Asaba, which is just between Edo and Delta, than it did to drive from Lagos to
It's very
Benin.
sad.
I know some persons will be asking, why should a big man like you be doing road? But who says you can? I mean, people enjoy traveling by road, but
Yes, and he
but-
can afford. Of course, you know, Patito is someone that can afford all of that.
Right.
And then
but maybe he wanted to just have the fun of going by road.
and to see what the roads look like, because sometimes you have to be there. That's the
Right.
thing. If you're like, I tell a lot of individuals, for as much as you're gonna you want to come out for a political appointment or a political position, you have to understand what you're going in for.
Right.
You have to understand the brunt of what
Connect with the issues.
Connect with the issues, and maybe that's what he wanted to do, to connect with them. Everyone is complaining bad roads, but he wanted to see for himself these bad roads that people are talking about. Okay, let me apply this bad road and see. So now he can come out and tell you this, and you believe every word that he said, because he has experienced that particular issue. So for someone who doesn't even understand, and you come up and someone that says Nigerians are hungry, you do not even know, like we spoke about consumables on the high, and you've not even gone to the market, so you do not even understand.
You have no idea.
You have no idea. Go to the market for yourself, and that is how leadership is done.
Right.
I go and I understand and I see it for myself. So when I stand to speak about it, and when I decide to make impact about it, it comes from within.
Right.
You're very passionate and you want results. So when we do not have an idea or fickle clue of what we are talking about, we do that is why we do not monitor when we implement issues. We do not care to monitor or go back and check what is happening, because we feel we've done the needful. No, it takes an individual that understands that particular situation. That is why they say, if you're not in my shoes, you do not understand what I am feeling.
Word on marble.
Word on marble. What's going on today? I think what's going on,
Well, we have to give you your flowers, Joe.
You have to. All right. Let's move on now. And here it says, CAN urges tight security at churches. It's just unfortunate that this is where we are now. Churches, the mosques, like what happened yesterday in Borno, very sad. A lot of individuals. You know, I went to UniMaid. And UniMaid
You said
used
that
to be,
before.
yes, University of Maiduguri.
It wasn't this crazy.
No, it wasn't. It's when you say, there's that slogan that says "Home of Peace."
Right.
Maiduguri, it's the Borno State is really the home of peace. The people there are friendly. I knew one Malam Musa that I used to buy things from in the market. I know the market is nothing to write home about. These individuals are friendly. They are loving. They are kind. It's just unfortunate this is what it is now. It's really unfortunate. It's really sad. All right, moving on now. It says here, below the nameplate of the Vanguard newspaper, it says Gazette Fofore, and it says Tinubu can't stop tax laws, says Oyedele, lawyers disagree. Okay, and he has two riders there. It says, don't insist on January 1st implementation. Indume begs president. And then the second rider says, Reps committee promises speedy probe. And then the third rider read, it's a bad precedence, criminal. And that's AIGA Africa. And then the fourth rider reads, NLC calls for rejection of distorted laws. And then you have to see page 5 to be more abreast on these issues making rounds. And then below that it says, Christmas, I remain committed to religious freedom, and that's from their President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And if you're wondering what that is, it's on page 8. And then it says ADC offers credible path out of Nigeria's woes, and that's from the former Senate President David Mark. Well, let's see where this goes. A lot of people are actually coming out in support of ADC, funny enough, and you just wonder what is going on.
Right.
Is that the new no comment. I don't want to say anything on politics. And that's on page 34. And it says 5 killed, 35 injured as suicide bomber hits Maiduguri mosque. This is such a sad sad news, and that's on page 6. Beware of Tunisia, Ayegbami warns eagles. Ayegbemi warns eagles. And then, of course, my favorite part of the Vanguard is the cartoon, Mr. and Mrs. Just go out and get yourself a copy. And be well abreast with issues making rounds. And let's flip to the next paper. It's This Day. Over to you.
All right, so let's look at This Day for you quickly. We begin with the headlines above the name masts. First, it says Petroleum Ministry moves to fully automate activities, begins paperless interface. The writer says AESO assumes duty as NUPRC pledges oil gas output growth. All right, what's more? Says Tinubu mourns Nigeria's ex-permanent representative to the UN, Arthur Mbanefo. NUPRC, NDIC emerged tops on ICPC's 2025 integrity reports, and NPC, FCSC at bottom. So I'm sure many people are not surprised that NNPC ended at the bottom of it, but those details you'll find on page 38 this morning. Quite elaborate story, no doubt about it. And then the big one, Tinubu at Christmas. I am committed to religious freedom, security of all Nigerians. 5 riders, starting with the one that says, reiterates resolve to safeguard national unity, stability. Jonathan Atiku urge hope, unity, resilience. Mark calls for vigilance, sacrifice, tolerance. Governors, can northern elders urge harmony. CDS celebrates troops' courage, discipline. Olukoyede preaches values of love. Others too. All right, so basically those are your headlines from the This Day newspaper today. Do read up details for yourself by all means as we turn now to the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, now over to me.
Of course.
Over to me. All right, now the Nigerian Tribune. And above the nameplate, it says, we've read that story. You can't stop talking about it. It has to do with human life. And it's just unfortunate that these individuals went to the mosques to pray to God, and then they didn't return back home. It's just
something that is obviously within their rights to do.
Exactly.
Part of their faith.
Part of their faith. It's just unfortunate that this is what it happened in the church also, and now in the mosques also. So it's not just one-sided. Both religion are facing the brunt of this issue, and I pray it just comes to an end as quick as possible. A lot of individuals are losing their lives on the daily, and it's just so sad. And we can't stop talking about it. And on page 29 on the Nigerian Tribune, it says explosion rocks Maiduguri mosques, many worshippers feared killed. And next it says Oyo approved 235 billion naira for 39-kilometer Ibadan Circular Road Phase 2, and that is on page 29
of the Nigerian Tribune. And now the Star Story says, in his Christmas message, Tinubu says, I will protect people of different faiths from violence. And that's on page 6. And the writer says, no one will be persecuted from practicing his religion. Fantastic. And then on page 30, it says, 2 Kanu lawmakers die in one day. May their gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. And on page 24, it says, NCDC warns of Lassa fever, meningitis, foodborne diseases. Now, we can't stop talking about Lassa fever. Have you noticed that we just talk about it and then we just it just dwindles down. We don't talk about it anymore. But Lassa fever is out there. Rodents silently
doing damage, like you have mentioned. We have to take precautionary measures. I always, when I did a food program in my former place of work, and I was in that particular, I was very passionate about it, and I always speak about Lassa fever. Lassa fever is real, please, everyone. And we forget about, and we just ignore, and this is a deadly disease, and we have to really awareness needs to be done. I think we're not doing the awareness is not enough. We need to create more awareness for people to understand, especially in the rural areas, urban areas. They need to understand that you have to keep your food covered. You have to try as much. Marketplaces, the open market where they live, where they sell gari, where they sell amala, where they sell stuff. They have to learn to cover it up, not with the nylon because or polythene or whatever they use, because the rats and all of that can actually puncture their saliva and all of that. They need to, you see, precautionary measures are very important. So I think we don't talk about it enough.
And just to add to that, there should be some sort of strategic synergy between an agency like the National Orientation Agency and the Center for Disease Control. Maybe in that case, the Ministry of Health, the Federal Ministry of Health, of course, do more like a midwifing of this kind of efforts, because you see, we must drive the message down. Messaging is very important, and then the various state ministries of health also have a role to play in all of this, because they are even far closer to the grassroots, and then you push it through the local health facilities across the 774 local government areas, because in the end, we shouldn't have this elitist approach to
how we I think that's what we have now.
For Jumai people of class. What do you tell the person living in rural areas across the country?
Exactly.
What do you know? I mean, these rats are all over the place.
All over the place.
Right, so we shouldn't continue to have this lackadaisical attitude in such a way that some persons can even tell you today that they've never heard about it, or the last time they heard about it was 10 or some 15 years ago or something. But there must be awareness in this regard across different languages.
Exactly. And then someone would tell you that in the Pigeon Palace, disease no they kill African man.
Right.
That is the mindset. But we really I feel we're not doing enough awareness when it comes to Lassa fever. We just talk about it. Lassa fever is out there, and it just shuts up. We don't continue. It's a continuous process.
What is it?
What is it? What it entails?
Exactly. What are the manifestations or symptoms?
I think we don't
preventive measures and all of that.
Exactly, and of course precautionary measures also. I think we don't do enough justice when it comes, and we just talk about it now. Meningitis and all of that. Of course, these are fast killer diseases. We need to create that awareness, and like you mentioned, in different languages for people to understand the gravity of this. Because someone might just feel it's normal fever. No, it's not. You've been bitten by a rodent, and that's Lassa fever. You should understand that it kills. It's dangerous, and you shouldn't take it lightly. So in the marketplaces, most of these women who are into businesses are not really educated. So you need to go and monitor, and that you owe it to us as Nigerians. We pay tax, for crying out loud. So you owe it to us to go and monitor, ensure that our safety is secured. Is very important. But I think we're very lackadaisical when it comes to issues like this.
So laid back.
And we're so quick to bring out numbers. We're so quick to say, okay, the death toll here, but what are you doing?
To cut down those numbers.
Exactly. And even if you are making an impact, which I understand, but is it enough? That's the question you should ask, the big question mark. It's not enough. So we have a lot to do.
Interesting.
All right, moving on now on the Nigerian Tribune. Here it says, LG Autonomy, Atiku blames Tinubu for governor's non-compliance. And you wonder why? Then you have to flip to page 24 to be well abreast with that news. Now, health. It says exposure to sunlight improves blood sugar control in type 2 diabetes. And that's a study. You see, studies come out every day. We just wonder what's going on. That's why someone says sleeping increases, you burn fats easily, or you add weight.
When you sleep.
Yeah, you burn fats easily. And you just wonder, these studies, where are they coming from, bro?
Science is tricky.
Science is tricky, right? Yes, it is. And on page 29, it says Nigeria has enough to feed its people, okay? That's Bishop Kuka tells leaders, wants governors to confront insecurity, poverty, bad governance, okay? And on page 19, talking about tax law row, it says, don't make January sacrosanct, Indume tells Tinubu. Now the writer says FG should investigate alleged forgery. I think we should, because it's going to be a lot there. It's not Jumai that said it.
Well, I know where I heard it.
You know where you heard it. All right, next is the Daily Trust. Over to you.
All right, thank you. Let's do that real quick. First one here, top right corner of the front page. It says 41 properties worth 212.8 billion naira traced to Malami. That is credited to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, where the former Attorney General, who doubled as Minister of Justice, is being held. We hear that his bill is in the works, but fresh charges have also now been leveled against him and his son, Abdulaziz. All right, so this is talking about properties whose value stands at upwards of 200 billion naira. This is a whole lot of money, and in a place like Nigeria, you can only imagine how much good this can do.
Yeah.
All right, to at least a couple of cities or even villages. All right, NLC to Nigerians rejects distorted tax law. This conversation is becoming more intense by the day.
Yes, it is.
Nigerian Bar Association jumping on it. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been very vehement about saying that, look, we can't move on with these discrepancies around these tax laws. Senator Ali Ndume has also done the same thing, saying to President Tinubu that, look, the January 1st implementation date has already set is not sacrosanct. And now it is the Nigeria Labour Congress saying that Nigerians should reject what it calls distorted tax law. How two Kano lawmakers died same day. We understand it was a 30-minute interval, which is quite sad. Two lawmakers from the state of Kano. And then the Star headline, here it says 5 killed, 35 injured in Borno mosque bombing. I think I hate to say this, but it's crazy for us to now start hearing we're on top of the situation, we're going to get to the root of all this. People behind it must be brought to justice. I want to see them really brought to justice.
They're done with that,
right?
We're actually done with that. I think Nigerians are done with that.
Funny enough, there was an interaction in Kano. I think it was yesterday. We even featured it in our news, put together by our correspondent on the ground, Idris, Jibrin, who was talking about some of those communities in Kano, southern communities, supporting the governor's fight against insecurity.
Which is good.
One of the leaders of the communities even stood up and talked about how that there have been drastic efforts to ensure that those issues are addressed as they have to do with insecurity. So that is a lot of progress. But the irony is you're talking about progress on the other hand, and you're seeing attacks still coming up. And that's the reason the conversation around cutting the funding to these terrorists must be addressed as quickly as possible.
Very important.
And scapegoat must be made of those who are driving insecurity in this country, anywhere in the country. Well, let's go wrap it up. It says Christmas, worship centers on security watch. Yuletide, cheap food, low patronage. Is food really cheap? Well, they say some of the food items are. ASU federal government finalized renegotiated 2009 agreements. I can never forget 2009. Well, it's okay. Page 45 is where you find those details, all right? Let's make some progress. Visa ban threatens Nigeria, U.S. passengers traffic. Well, that's a U.S. visa ban is a big conversation, but we cannot have it today.
No, we cannot.
All right. Please read up the Daily Trust for details as we now take it to the next paper for you. And, well, I think that would be, okay, the next one is the Nation newspaper, which would be our last paper.
All right,
I guess. Okay, we have Punch after that, the Nation newspaper.
Okay, let's quickly move on to the Nation newspaper now. And it says here above the nameplate, Buni heads APC panel to tackle internal crisis ahead 2027 polls, and that you will find on page 7 of the Nation newspaper. Now on page 42, it says Christmas Eve, suicide bombing leaves 5 dead, 35 injured in Borno. Sad story there. And on page 42, it says MOWA Radisson Blue Hotel probe reports indict Obaseki. And that's on page 42.
You have to look at me.
What?
I mean, how do you say that and then you look at me?
Guilty conscience, I guess.
No, not really, baby.
No, I don't understand because
you know he was my governor.
Exactly. So. Now you know. Now you know, Mr. Uyi. And of course, President mourns elder statesman Arthur Umbanifo, and that's on page 8 of the Nation. Now below that it says here, fake custom officer defrauds Son Obomosho of 39.5 million naira. Okay, and that's on page 42. Now the Star story reads, we will continue to promote religious tolerance, says Tinubu. And the rider says, Christmas a solemn season beyond celebration festivities. I agree. ICPC Dangote must testify in person. And here it says, basically on the foot it says, troops foil kidnap attempt to rescue 24 passengers in Benue. And that you will find on page 42. So please go out and get yourself a copy of The Nation. Next is The Punch.
All right, let's go end this segment with a punch. Well, in a very nice way.
Okay.
All right, so let's see what three headlines we have above the name mask. Top left corner with a picture of Wale Edu, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy. It says MDA is underfunded by 15 trillion naira in 3 years. That's significant. NNPC, 12 others failed ICPC integrity tests. Jagba, Nigerian nurses practicing in the UK hits over 16,000. That number is quite huge. I mean, just
Yes,
nurses, right?
It is.
Yeah, well, we know the factors underpinning that sort of development. The big one says, Christmas messages. Tinubu governors preach unity. NLC rejects unfair taxation. The only rider tells us, Khan urges security consciousness. Kuka decries killings. Nigerians lament despite food price crash. And the right corner of the paper, LP crisis. Abure warns OT against parallel convention. The details are with you on page 14. Corruption masking God's blessings on Nigeria. That headline and the story are credited to the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Olukoyede. And then bottom right of it, 4 killed, 14 injured in Brno mosque bombing. Many feared trapped as fire guts Lagos Plaza. This is happening at the wrong time.
The wrong time.
Well, those are very disturbing details are on page 4 of today's issue of the Punch newspaper. Tax agency can't debit accounts without court order. Oyedele is the one saying that, the chairman of the tax reforms committee. Page 40, you would find the details. Well, those are headlines from the Punch newspaper. Please do well to read up details, and that is how we end it here on the newspaper review segment. Remember that all of the headlines and the details of these papers are exactly as published by their respective publishers. Global Television, as a broadcast media entity, all the crew here on Global Morning does not in any way contribute to them. We just bring them to you as they are published. Let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll put our first conversation on the road for you. It is Christmas. Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
What's your problem?
We're on the road to protest. And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
All right, so let's get it on the road for you quickly this morning, talking about the significance of Christmas and what it means for Nigeria, especially as it has to do with the unity of our country, which has quite been a challenge this entire time. And this morning we'll be looking at it from the standpoint of how we can take the values of Christmas and bring them into how we relate with ourselves, how we lead ourselves across a board, not just at Christmas, but far beyond Christmas as well, which means we'll also look at the essence of Christmas and then tie it to national unity, national cohesion in such a way that we're not just moved about religion, but we're moved by those values, those ideals that underpin Christmas. We're joined by a gentleman, Pastor Elisha Orumio Friday. Hopefully I pronounced one of those names very well. He's the pastor from the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Freedom Hall area, Ongwan, Pete Jaji. Agwan-Pete, okay, in Kaduna State. Pastor, we'd like to say, first of all, Merry Christmas to you and your family, and we appreciate you taking the time to join us on the program this morning.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Great. So first, let's start by looking at the essence of Christmas. I mean, we grew up eating rice and chicken, running around the place, visiting friends and family, and all of that. But help our viewers understand the crux and centrality of this commemoration and what, as a country, we can learn from it.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm there.
Good. So I was saying that Christmas, we understand, is beyond the eating and the merrymaking, right? Help our viewers to understand what the essence is and how we can tie it to national unity and the development of our country.
Okay. You know, Christmas is, for the world, is all about eating and drinking, just as we said. And that's how we grew up before we know Christ. That's how we grew up before we know Christ. But it's more than celebrating, eating, drinking, partying, and all those such. Christmas, as we all know from the Bible context, is celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. And when you read Luke chapter 2, verse 11, it said, "For unto us is born in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord." That is, Christ was born for us to be saved. Christ was born for us to fulfill purpose, for us to have peace, and for us to have joy. And it's a fulfillment of God's prophecies. That's why Christ was born. So people celebrate this Christmas not knowing that this is what it all means. But as believers, we are celebrating Christmas in order to be able to feel the revelation of Christ's love for us. The Bible said in John chapter 3, verse 16, it said, "For God so loved the world that he gave his son." That is the revelation of Christ's love. As a nation, it's a time to reflect peace. Time to reflect joy. It is a time to reflect the sharing of the love of God. For us as a nation, it's a time to see each and every one of us as one, not divided.
Exactly.
We are not divided. To see us as one. And I pray that God will help us as we celebrate this Christmas. We see ourselves as one, sharing Christ's love for each and every one of us, so that the nation at large becomes a better place for living.
Pastor Elisha, I want to ask a question. Do you think as a nation, most Christians do not understand the significance of the sacrifice that comes with Christmas celebration? Most people do not know. They just feel it's for themselves and their family. What happens to extending that goodwill, that good hand of fellowship? Like we and I, we spoke this morning that it's not all about leaving everything for the government. Sometimes in your own little space, you can actually give to individuals just to celebrate that impact of love. When you cook meals and you just go to the streets and you share to people, speak to someone, how are you today? How is everything? Do you think we do not really understand what that love, care, and giving is all about when it comes to the festivity?
Yes. Most Nigerians, or most people, as I earlier said, don't really understand the sharing of the love of Christ. In the Redeemed Church of God, where I worship, where I pastor, there's something that we call CSR, that is social and Christian responsibility. That is, it's a time where we bring clothes, we bring food to share for the community around us, to feel the impact of the love of Christ, telling them it is Christ that is constraining us to do what we are doing. Show them love. So that they will know that, yes, there is somebody that came to this world to bring peace and love for humanity.
Now, Pastor Elisha, I was talking with Uyi. I said sometimes we forget that it's not just only festivity that we should show love and care. It goes beyond that. It's not only when there is Christmas, New Year, or whatever celebration at that time as a nation in which we celebrate. The Muslims, they have theirs, Christians, we have ours, and all of that. Do you think it goes beyond that to reflect who we are, and then the essence of what love is and care is, and all of that encompass?
Yes, just as I said earlier, that as a church where I worship or where I pastor, we have what we call social responsibility, that is Christian social responsibility. Christmas, it goes beyond that. Like the church I worship, like I earlier said, every month they expect us to share love for Christ to everybody around. Sometimes you can be able to, you can provide a borehole for them to come and fetch water, whether Christians, whether Muslims, so that they will know that this particular set of people, Christians, they are doing this for humanity's sake. Sometimes, like I said earlier, bring clothes that most of us we are not using. We kept it in our homes for years and before it go bad. We bring it to share for the less privileged. So it is more than that, and it is not something that should be done on a particular year.
Exactly.
It's something that should be done again and again and again, whether it is in January, whether it is in February, whether it is in March, not until it is on Christmas Day.
All right, I'd like to ask you this. As it stands today, Nigeria is polarized, unless, of course, we want to lie to ourselves. We're polarized along lines of religion, ethnicity, tribe, and even region. What can we learn from Christmas as Christians, as non-Christians, to improve that bond that we once shared, that feeling of being Nigerians before anything else, that feeling of moving from one end of the country to the other without being afraid of whether the other person will hurt you, whether you will be safe with the other person or not? How do we take the values of Christmas, all right, and live them out as citizens, regardless of our religious affiliation in our dear country?
In the world today that we live, things have become so bad that somebody will travel and is afraid. Somebody will want to go to maybe Lagos is afraid. But if Christ is formed in us, if Christ is formed in us, those people that are standing to maybe rob people or those bandits and all those, if Christ is formed in them, I think the world will be a better place. And for the Christians, it is a time to evangelize Christ to people. It is time to tell them that Christ came and died for us, that everybody will be saved. It is not a time that we will go and brawl. It is not a time we will go and fight. It is not a time we will go and party. It is a time for sober reflection. This season is a time possible for sober reflection. This year that is coming to an end, what really did I achieve? Who really did I tell about Christ? Who really did I put smile on his or her faces? This is the time that we need to do that, so that the country or the world at large will be a place where you will sleep, your eyes closed without being afraid. And you will travel without being afraid of maybe one kidnappers or the other.
Let me also ask you this. Christmas signals the heralding of a new year. As it stands today, we're just barely 6 days away from 2026, for example. How do we shape our 2026, I mean the incoming year, all right, using the ideals of Christmas? Yes, we understand Christmas is about love, it is about sacrifice, it is about the birthing of new things, because this is the birth of Jesus Christ here, essentially. How do we take all of those variables, those elements into 2026, whether in our individual lives, within our families, and even within the socio-political system, and then, of course, the economy as well, because this is a broad-based conversation we're having.
All right. Like I said earlier, this time is not just time to eat and drink. It's a time to reflect your life. It is time for self-examination. You examine yourself, whether you are in the right track. What I did this year, if I take it 2026, will I also achieve well? Then you have to examine yourself, so that by the time you are going into the next year, you are going into the next year as a better person. But without examination, the mistake you make in 2025, you will still make it in 2026. Because there are let's use companies or establishment for example. When the year is coming to an end, the manager will say, okay, let me evaluate myself. Did I treat my staffs very well this year? If yes, how will I put more effort to treat them better so that the organization will be a better place? Did I treat my family well this year? If yes, how will I do better? So by the time you examine yourself, you can be able to do more better in the coming year. So most people do examine themselves, don't evaluate themselves, they don't take cognizance of what has happened in the year. So they just move into the new year just casually, without the backing of anything. So that's why you see most of the times when we enter into a new year, sometimes we fail because we didn't put those mistakes of the past to correction.
Now, Pastor Elisha, I want to ask a question now. Now, as Christians, looking at the election is just around the corner, and most Christians would tell you, oh no, I'm not going to vote, I'm not going to be part of it, I'm just tired, what can Nigeria offer me, or what, and all of that, I'm just tired, I'm just going to leave it to them. Is it right as Christians, looking at this, when you say sober reflection, when you look at love, when you look at examining yourself, trying to make things better, do you think it's the right way or the right move when you compare the two?
Well, as a Nigerian, you are expected to vote as a Nigerian. But the reasons why people don't vote is because if they vote, good things don't come out. So they'll say, there's no point of me voting. But they forget that God has plans for everything. And they forget that God can turn things around. So as a Nigerian or as a citizen, we must vote. So formally, like for me, I don't vote. But I come to the understanding that maybe it is the reason why I'm not voting that things are not getting better.
Exactly.
So I need to put the right person in. But when we don't vote as Christians, anybody can vote the wrong person in. And the Bible told us, he said, when the righteous are in authority, the people will rejoice. When the evil ones are there, the people will mourn. So we as Christians and as Nigerians, we must vote the right person into power so that the people will rejoice.
All right, I want to ask, how is the celebration going on in Jaji, Kaduna at this point in Angwampete? What's happening there basically? Are people coming out? Are people excited? Are people happy? You know, it's Christmas. It's a time for jollification. The mood like. What's the mood like, Pastor Elisha, in Jaji, Kaduna?
People are really happy. They are throwing their bangers all around.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
People are moving, sharing food and all around. People are preparing for service this morning.
Yes, okay.
Everywhere is busy.
Everywhere is busy. I like that. So despite the fact that people say that there is no money, but yet there's still celebration galore everywhere. And yet people say there is no money in Nigeria, and yet people are celebrating.
Everywhere is busy.
That's God at work. Oh, Pastor Elisha.
Shortage of finances, but people are God made a way.
Yeah, exactly. God made a way. I like that, Pastor Elisha. Well, at this point, we want to wrap it up, right? Thank you so much for being a part of our first discuss of the day on Global Morning. Have an amazing Christmas ahead. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being a part of the program.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate. God bless you.
God bless you too.
God will give you a prosperous new year.
Amen. Amen.
No shame and pain. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you so much, Pastor Elisha. Merry Christmas again.
Merry Christmas to you, Pastor Elisha. All right, so we're taking a quick break now. I'd like to say a big thank you to Pastor Elisha for taking our time to help us understand the essence of this celebration. When we return, we'll look at this year in retrospect. So it has to do with the economy, politics, policies, and other issues that have shaped this year that has been referred to by many as eventful and historical. Do stay with us. Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
What's your problem?
We're on the road to protest. And the president meets all of our demands.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
What's your problem? We're
on the road to protest. And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
What's your problem? We're
on the road to protest. And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
All right, so let's get talking now. Our second conversation this morning, everyone. Quite a number of policy moves that has been made by the federal government under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu. Many of them, even the president himself had said they were drastic and radical. Of course, those were not his exact words, but he made clear that it was not going to be a walk in the park. As a matter of fact, one of the points the president has consistently made is the fact that Nigerians will have to make tough decisions for at least a while and then look forward to a very promising future, because he says there is always an incubation process or period for every economic policy of governments. As a matter of fact, in one interaction, the president has said that you can get omelette until, of course, you break an egg. And the president broke that egg, in a manner of speaking, on the 29th of May 2023, when he announced the suspension, if you like, removal of fuel subsidy payment. Because according to him, subsidy must be gone and there would be need to do house cleaning around physical and monetary policies. Between 2023, middle of that year till today, Nigerians continue to talk about how the removal of fuel subsidy has influenced cost of living and indeed the prices of essentials. That's just one of the several things we've seen also play out in terms of implications in the outgoing year. This morning, I'm joined by an APC chief chain, Alhaji Jamil Usman, to help us look at some of these policy moves, the implications they've had for citizens, and what we should look forward to in the incoming year. I'd like to say a big thank you to you for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you, my brother. May Almighty Allah reward you and prosper you, and to prosper your organization. Well, I'm happy. My name is Alhaji Jamil Usman. Popularly Young Alaji. I am APC chieftain. Not only APC chieftain, a coordinator, so to some an extent. And well, it's my pleasure to meet you.
Great.
The question is just one.
Let me even help you. I mean, let's make the conversation easier for both of us.
Okay.
I mean, you are a very senior member of the APC.
Yes.
As it stands today, the APC has been criticized a lot, particularly under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu. Again, especially when you look at the whole situation from the standpoint of cost of living. Are you comfortable, even as a member of the APC, with some of these things that citizens are complaining about?
Well, my brother, let me be honest with you. Mr. President is a good politician. Mr. President, I can recommend him one of the strongest politicians we had in Nigeria in recent time. But he forgets to know that Nigeria is not only one state that you can govern easily. There's a peculiar things or peculiar decision you can take that you need to consult. I remember on 2023, when Mr. President take an oath as the president of Nigeria, he said it's going to remove fuel subsidy without proper consultation, without checkmating in and out what is going on with Nigeria economy. You take a decision that is very horrible decision, that it is not going to favor Nigeria citizen. One, in America president said America first before you talk about other things.
Right.
Meaning America citizens are very important and paramount to them. So Mr. President seems to forget that Nigeria first as a citizen is paramount to him. Because if it is good for you or is good for your environment, it is not good for every other people environment. But Mr. President take decision without adequate, proper things to be done, which is we have business people, we have laymen on the street, we have contractors, we have people who are going up and down with move fuel subsidy and hype the fuel, and which is touch a lot over all Nigerian citizens, because this is a very wrong decision. That's what crumble Nigeria economy. That's what crumble worst insecurity. Because one, if you are coming from Maraba, the fuel subsidy removal and IMF implementation, these are two things that crash Nigeria economy.
Are you saying the president has been, his policies have essentially been influenced by factors from the IMF, maybe the World Bank?
Yes, because it's part of it. Because IMF control, what IMF said is what Mr. President adopt without proper consultation. You cannot just come in. When Buhari left fuel price at 197 naira, we were still complaining about Mr. President. Then a lot of things going on. But Buhari time, when you execute contract, you'll be paying. You'll be paying. As you're executing, they'll paying. Government have no own any contractors. And Buhari is still paying fuel subsidy with the Ministry of Finance and do so many other projects. Now, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu remove fuel subsidy. Where the money is going to? Because human welfare is very important. No anybody as a Nigerian citizen that's smiling now. And it worsen our economy, worsen insecurity, hype the inflation of dollars. Everything because of fuel have already hyped. Everybody have to increase all their commodities.
I've spoken to some of your other comrades, other members of the APC.
Yes.
What they tell me is, let's talk about, God rest his soul, former President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yes.
That look, what we saw with former President Muhammadu Buhari in terms of paying subsidy,
yes,
was a sham, because they said it was eating the future of Nigeria today. That what President Tinubu has done now is to say, look, let's be courageous enough to deal with this issue once and for all. In any case, they said that by the time the former president, Buhari, was leaving office, there was no money to continue to pay subsidy. Besides, subsidy payments were now told, even by the Tinubu government, was a scam the entire time. I mean, can we not be fair to President Bola Tinubu in that regard?
Let me be honest with you. President Buhari done marvelous job throughout of his 8 years.
Even with fair price?
That's President Buhari, blessed memory.
Right.
He has done so marvelous job. He has fair to Nigeria citizen because Buhari has interest of his citizen first before you talk about any other things. Whoever said it is an hypocrite in democracy. A person have opportunity to embrace whatever concern about him. He has never concerned other citizens. One, let me be frank with you, sir. When Mr. President Tinubu was swearing to the Nigeria president, he said, we have put stop on borrowing. We have put stop on borrowing. That is going to remove the fuel subsidy. Then after removing fuel subsidy in 2023, in 2024, we start borrowing money to fund budget. On what criteria? Then the fuel subsidy removing, what are the dividends? What are the gain on Nigeria citizen? Nigeria did not gain anything in fuel subsidy. He's giving the money to governors. In the name of governor can return him back 2027. If you are doing well, you cannot be in office. Within 2 years of your time, 1 year you start talking about 2027. God own our life. Do you believe you are going to reach 2027? No one can believe it. I'm going to reach 2027. But let's talk about what is happening to us right now. What Mr. President have done on economic, I don't know how I can be able to. He manipulate Nigerians.
Do you still believe in the president?
Yeah, I don't believe in president anymore because president have failed. Because so far so good now, 2 years plus, he has spent in his office. We have not seen any tangible things he has done for us. Then you are forcing tax, despite the tax we are paying on phone, on our activities, on everything we are paying tax indirectly. Now you want to implement another tax law, and which is not for Nigeria citizens. Because why I'm saying this, the truth have to be told. If a president is performing better, it is citizen that grandma, this man must come back. We don't need to go and find opposition parties.
Right.
Because we are not doing anything, we are looking for the way out and the soft landing. And that's your soft landing, you cannot land well. Because let me tell you today, if there is free and fair election, Mr. President cannot return back.
Is that not anti-party on your part?
It's not anti-party. Because of this kind of situation we cannot deal with, we are maneuver our party. What is party before citizens of a country? People gather to form parties. There are so many parties on ground right now. We have ADC, we have PDP. We said PDP have not done better. We have to vote them out in 2015, which is we did. Then APC now took over. We still complain up to this moment. If not because of the greedy and selfish self-centered of a Mr. President. My brother, you cannot be in an office. You have not delivered all your promises. You said we are going to have stable light, 24 hours of light, at most 20 hours of light. We said we are not going to borrow in. We are going to do your capacity. So many things you promised, Mr. President, have failed us. Nothing to talk about right now. Then we are just fortunate that Mr. President is aged. Because Mr. President then, Bola Ahmed Tinubu then, as a young of 50, 60 years, he cannot do this kind of mistake. People that the circle fund around him that push him to this triangular prison. That is why he doesn't know how to come out of it.
So you're, invariably saying that former President Muhammadu Buhari did better than
100%.
But he did 8 years. President Tinubu has not even done 3 years.
Yeah, because the beginning of President Muhammadu Buhari, if you remember when Muhammadu Buhari assuming office, those contractors they own for years,
they collect the backlog.
Collect the back of all the debt. Then President Muhammadu Buhari, if you see, he now increased fuel to 197 naira because of inflation is high that time. If the situation that happened in President Muhammadu Buhari, we have what called Ebola. We have so many things, and the last one that happened that everybody's at indoor was
that was COVID. Ebola was in the days of former President Jonathan.
COVID. Then, if it is right now, the issue of COVID happened, what could have happened?
You think the situation would have been worse?
It could have been worse. Even right as I'm talking to him, so many contractors are start dying because of the pressure. How do you wish you went to go and borrow money, about 500 million, to go and execute a contract of 3 billion or more? Then you cannot able to pay it. The banks are giving so many people pressure. People are dying because nobody can be able to contain it again. So tell me, because I'm an APC, and the only thing I can see that Mr. President have succeeded is he have marginalized North.
If you are this, I mean, if these are your thoughts, if these are your, your feelings about the president's leadership,
yes,
and incidentally, the president is the leader of your party, the APC. So why are you still in the party?
Because I'm still in the party to watch the situation. We have so many parties. There's about, let me say, 40% of APC right now. They went there to achieve their aim, not in them to work for party in 2027.
Those are the ones you called sycophants in the party.
No.
Because you said the president is probably listening to sycophants.
Anybody who come and defend president in public without putting him in order, that person is a sycophant. Because this is complaining. A human being who complained that what the Mr. A is doing, then you are now castigating him up and down. Then they now give you privilege to key in. You now suddenly start supporting him. That's what's called sacrifice in politics.
But we have seen governors from the PDP come to join the APC. What's attracting them?
Oh, let me flash you back. In 2013, 2014, about 24 to 26 governors, PDP has. Everybody is tripping to PDP. Let me join Lulum Party in PDP. At the end of the day, what outcome? The outcome is not glaring to Mr. Goodluck Jonathan, because for people to join party, there's a reason to it, but the reason cannot be pronounced. So when you achieve we still have 48 hours in politics is just like a year. So
a lot can happen.
A lot can happen, because let me go there to go and achieve my aim, and let me return back, because so many governors now are set to come to ADC right as I'm talking to you now. So many governors,
including from the APC.
From APC, they are called from APC to come to. Don't forget that we have so many governors in North and many other places, which is they have ended their 2 tenures. They are not coming back again. Those are not eager. They have to maintain and to watch what's going to happen. They have to watch the politics and who is going to succeed them. So in politics, yes, party is number one in politics, but in my own politics, citizens are number one to my priority. Because welfare of a human being. Because without people, who are you going to govern? Nobody. If everybody is sick, it's only you is not sick. Automatically you are sick, not others that are sick. Because the truth we deviate from is what crumble Nigeria up to tomorrow. Because we have to say the truth, how it is. In politics, when you see black, when you see white, you should call it black. When you see black, you should call it white. But my own politics have integrity. Because that is why I was not privileged. If you give me privilege and opportunity to serve, I will make sure that I will serve according to what please people, what please our religion, what please people that are around me, not please myself and displease others.
As it stands today, the National Assembly, both chambers, Senate and House of Representatives, is populated by members of your party, the APC. In fact, just yesterday, a few others also decamped again from the PDP into the APC.
Yes.
People say it's an advantage for the party that even makes the job of President Bola Tinubu easier. After all, he has support across board and things like that. However, the same National Assembly has now been called rubber stamp legislature. What are your sentiments?
Let me be honest with you. Whoever wishes to the camp is for his own selfish and greediness, not for the party, as I'm speaking right now. Because the Senate, the problem we are in now, it is Senate that causes chaos. If the rule of law is working, I'm sure so many people, so many of them that in the Senate, you can't find them there because the rule of law is not working. We believe that when you have money, you have everything.
Will the rule of law remove a validly elected senator or House of Representatives member from office?
If the rule of law is working, you cannot decamp from other party to join other party.
Without vacating your seat?
Yes, without vacating your seat. Because it happened in Zamfara recently, when House of Rep member decamped from one party to another party, they declared his seat vacant. At the end of the day, he lost because the rule of law is not working. Even as a snake, if the rule of law is working, you cannot bring someone from Kuje prison to come and give him Senate president or to come and make him as a Senate or majority leader. The rule of law is not working. We need to sit down. Our legislative and that's the judiciary and presidency. They are using Nigeria playing gamble because we are powerless. We are powerless. Those who defect, if we trace their scenario, this is not first time of those defecting from one party to another party. We call them political prostitute. APC is a big party.
Right.
But a big party can collapse anytime. Because if we listen to Senator Indume, he said people are running to their ship. This ship can collapse anytime, any moment from now.
Because do you think the ship is overcrowded?
Overcrowded. Overcrowded.
When I talk to members of your party,
the ship have limitation of passengers.
It has capacity.
You have the capacity. So when we have already overloaded beyond its capacity, it can sink.
Let's hope it doesn't sink. At least not just yet. But let's talk about members of your party, very senior members who I talk to. They say governors in particular who decamp are doing so because they want to be connected to the center. We've even heard some of the governors say that, whether it's Akwa Ibom or Delta and the rest of them. However, Sahara reporters did a very disturbing story not too long ago, where the story itself alleged that for governors who have decamped, your party, under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu, is paying each of them 250 billion. For the members of Senate, they are collecting 1 billion. And for those in the House of Representatives, they are collecting 500 million. Who are we to believe? I mean, coming from you, who is an insider, is it what the governors are saying, or that publication, which Global Television has not independently verified by Sahara reporters?
Well, Sahara reports have capacity to checkmate into everyone's activities. Every individuals, even governors, whoever, as per Sahara report. I was not there, and you're not there. Allegedly.
Right.
So, well, whatever transfer between my party or presidency to those governors of the camp and other senators of the camp is best known to them. But I'm assuring you now that in 2027, may Almighty God give us long life. It is masses versus APC. The era of ringing, no way. If you don't have someone, you can't win election. When you have someone, you have a strength in a particular place.
Then you're popular.
You are popular. That's where you can win election. If your popularity have already dimmed, everybody complain. Everybody is running away from you. There's no way you can make it back. Because if the rule of law is working, because I have to strengthen there are so many people who have head, but they don't have cap. If you look for money that, okay, let me go and save my constituency. You now see one local champion who believe that he has money, he has Godfather. Because the era of God, we are still operating the era of Godfather. If there's no era of Godfather, I'm sure that Nigeria could have been one of the best country in the world. But because of the leadership we have, they are not a good leadership. Our leadership is very selfish and self-centered. They don't think what can happen tomorrow. So the 2027 is in corner. But I'm assuring you that if God give us long life, I don't see whether APC can return back as a president.
That sounds interesting, because when I talk to people, even those who are not members of the APC, they say as it stands today, it will take only an act of God for President Bola Tinubu not to win the 2027 presidential election.
Whoever is saying this, the person is not a history of politics. He doesn't know anything in politics. Let me flash you back. When we are tired of PDP, we said we don't want to look Jonathan Ebere. What happened? So many people are decamping to PDP. In short, that time PDP have governor, over 25 governor. Then there's one late Ifeanyi Ubah, Senate, who formed
from Anambra State.
Anambra State. From Anambra, who formed TAN, Transformation Agenda, who say have collected over 85 million signature for Nigeria. In short, they have their rally in Niger State, where many people fell down when the podium collapsed.
Right.
So I was telling them then, I said, Goodluck Jonathan, his cup is full, he cannot return back again. They said, young Elijah, why? I said, no problem. The game is on. Let's wait and see. At the end of the day, what happened? APC took over power from PDP. Then, that is to show you that if we are sitting president, we are not performing better, you are not performing well, you can't return back. We have established that. APC is my party. I work for APC in 2023. I coordinate so many places. If I can show you the picture I took with Abdullahi Adamu, the
former national chairman, former governor of Nasarawa State.
So we are very close. So if your party is not doing well, and you are painting, use different pen to paint your party, you are doing yourself.
As it stands today, there are people who believe, even in your party, that you're sounding like this because you're one of those who were not compensated by the Tinubu government. That's why you're sounding like this.
I'm a fortunate person before the party. One, I'm a businessman. I do contract, I help people, so many people. My belief is this: when you have money, if God gave you capacity to have money, make sure you transform others, bring others up, because nobody can tell tomorrow is bigger than today. So whether competition or not, I work for a party, I deserve competition. Because one, those people that I managed to convince to vote for APC in 2023, I alone still servicing them. As a politician, independently, as a politician, people look up to you.
Right.
And please, I don't have a food stop in my house. I don't have this thing in my house. You have to think beyond the box and make sure that you can go your way, make sure that you can be able to put food for them. Then if the party, what is the party? Is permanent interest, no permanent enemy. I can wish today say, okay, I don't want to do APC again. I want to go for PDP or ADC. It's my opinion.
Right.
Why? Because what I'm found in APC, I cannot get it. Not because of, if APC empower people that have head, I'm sure people who reasoning beyond their nose, I'm sure Nigeria cannot be crumbling, have this region. For example now, look at contractors. They do protests. Then how can you give someone contract after execution, after conclusion certificate, you refuse to pay that person?
But
why is it done?
I thought we have resolved on how to pay them now. Has that issue not been resolved?
Yes, Mr. President have set committee, allegedly about 6 ministers to oversee, because the contract money is over 1.something trillion.
Are you affected? Are you party in this matter about the contractors who?
No, I have so many people that are party on these matters.
Okay.
Yes, I have so many people that are party on these matters, which they are like.
So you are not directly an interested party.
Their history touched me, so I have interest because these are the people that work for party.
Right.
Yes, because without paying this money, how are they going to work for party in 2020, 2027? So these are the people we need to check. We need to think about it, because whoever comes that maybe APC is doing well, APC is doing this, APC is doing that, ask that person a simple question: what APC can point now, this is what I've succeeded to within 2 years and a half as a president.
Why do I feel you will likely decamp, Young Alhaji?
You say what?
I feel you will likely defect from where you're
I may not defect. We've been APC, and to see the end of APC.
Do you think the APC will survive beyond 2027?
Well, for my own opinion, for my second thought, APC cannot survive with this kind of charlatan attitude on our politician.
But members of your party say President Bola Tinubu is a tactician per excellence when it comes to politics. So you don't think that builds enough confidence?
Let me tell you something. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has failed woefully, to be kindly speaking. One, his nepotism is beyond reasonable doubt. Two, he has marginalized the northerner. Those who are coming to come and be President Tinubu have done well. If you remember the election, the last election, North alone brought almost 6 million votes. Southwest, they now believe that President Tinubu is their own president today, 1 million plus. The same President Ahmed Tinubu, who lost Lagos, lost Osho, lost FCT, and many others. So, is not the same President Bola Ahmed Tinubu we are talking about here? Yes, he may have good intention, but those sacrifices who around him cannot allow him to govern Nigeria very well. Because if not, because I look at myself, I look at our party, I look at the situation of Nigeria. How do we enter this one chance? So the Tinubu government is a one chance government? It's a one chance government, because this is a government that sabotage people's efforts, marginalize people's. This is a government that nepotism in history of Nigeria. Checkmate it. All economic cycle, who are the header? They are Yorubas. The Yoruba from diaspora, not even Nigeria based. Not even Nigeria. For instance now, look at Tijani Boso, the Minister of Digital Economy, yes. Then Tijani Boso is among of the lead NSAS. But his office is headquartered in Lagos. As a matter of fact, in Yaba, Lagos. So is he also a diaspora Nigerian? Because Tijani Boso, he's not staying in Nigeria, because Tijani, you just only have office in Nigeria. Because his business makes him swing around Africa and beyond. He's always traveling around. He doesn't have PVC. He doesn't even have a membership of APC. Up until now? No, maybe after they made him his minister, I have to go and get it. Then, many of them. But must I be a member of a political party to have privilege of service? Don't have to be a member of the ruling party? Yes, but when you are competent, tell me one good things that the Minister of Digital Economy have done so far. One good things. He have not done anything. There's nothing good come out of those people, those sacrifices around our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Do you think that you don't have people that educated or not? We have. So you're saying appointments by President Tinubu have been lopsided? Yes. Of course. That's why I mentioned nepotism. Because it's not doing well. And perhaps if President Tinubu do nepotism and Nigeria is functioning very well, I will not complain. But those people that are around him, everybody want to make money to get out of the country. They don't care what's going to happen to Nigerian citizen. This is our country. Like someone like me, if you buy me a house today in America, in the next 1 hour I'll sell the house, I'll come back to my country. Because this is the only country we have. Then, why are we humiliating each other in the name of opportunity? But this accusation and counter-accusation about nepotism has been here even since Obasanjo days. No. So is it peculiar to President Bola Tinubu? Let me be frank with you. When people mention Buhari say Buhari is nepotism. Buhari is not nepotism. When you checkmate Buhari appointment, the first 4 years Buhari assumed office, Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, FROS, Fowler, Interior, Alebeshola, Works and Housing, Fashola, right. CBN Governor, Emefiele, and many. Those I mentioned today, they are handcuffed by Yorubas. Not even Omolu Abiomonile. You cannot study mechanical engineering, you want to go and be CBN Governor, you want to go be Minister of Finance. How? Let me be frank with you. Those people, we have class-led politician in a country as of today. Class-led politician. That is why, because people are no more have integrity. I want us to take a quick break. We're not done with this conversation, really. I would like to talk to you about politics as it has to do with the North going into 2027. But we'll talk about that and a couple of other variables in the course of this conversation. Do stay with us right after this break. Thank you.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
What is your problem? What's your problem?
We're on the road to protest. And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Usman, I'm going to ask you this. One time I spoke with a gentleman from your party. He's of the Northeast extraction.
Okay.
I mean, a man up until last year was a staunch supporter of President Bola Tinubu.
Okay.
He's still in your party, very senior member. But I asked him very pointedly. I said, is the North happy with President Bola Tinubu, whatever happy means, at least politically? And it was very clear. He said no. So what is the grouse of the North with the president?
Good. My brother, in a politics, when you do politics, do politicking. Because the opportunity President Ahmed Bola Tinubu has today is because he supports Northern president. And as a Northerner, a core Northerner, a typical Northerner cannot betray. When you and Northerners have an agreement,
He sticks to it.
he stick to it. The agreement the Northern had with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he had breach of trust. One, if you see the appointment that Bola Ahmed made, Northern have not even 20%. These are the people that make it to become president. Because the Northern chest bullet for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, life of El-Rufai.
When you say chest bullet, was there a war at any time?
No, it's not a war. Politics is all about, you have to chest bullet in politics.
What kind of bullet?
Good, and bullet is a soft landing. Because one, to fight for you, to defend you, no matter how your atrocity. If I and you have to say, this person, you want to paint it black. No, it's white. I make sure that I convince people beyond reasonable doubt, which is the Northern stood firmly to say Bola Ahmed Tinubu is our candidate. Our agreement is after President Muhammad Buhari is going to be our next president on our party. Nobody to contest with him. That is why His Excellency Alhaji Yahya Bello have intention to contest. It is the same note that frustrates His Excellency Alhaji Yahya Bello then to come down. This is not our agreement. You came to come and join us. We are not starting this party with you. And he stays firmly on his feet. I want to contest. He went and he lost to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What Governor Yahya Bello is suffering today is because of Yahya Bello contest governor with Tinubu.
But the EFCC has a case against him. So is that not the basis on which, to use your word, he's suffering?
EFCC have case with all Nigerians.
But they don't have with me.
No. Who opportunity to serve? To serve under government. Whether you serve under Buhari, Jonathan, even right now, Tinubu. After Tinubu tenure elapsed, EFCC will still come out after those people who are served under Tinubu. But at the end of the day, it's not a story. Because so many people that are sitting as a senator today, they have EFCC case. They have our Senate president has EFCC case. Orji Okalu have EFCC case. Ngige has EFCC. So many of them has nobody. If you serve in a public office, you must go and sign and to clear yourself from EFCC.
Right.
EFCC is not it's a body. EFCC is not. They are not killing anybody. Just to come and give account how you run your office.
Of your stewardship.
Yes. So the Northern who stood firmly with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then Look at court case, changing of money, so many things. El-Rufai, Yahya Bello, they went to court in the name of what? Because of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu to succeed it. At the end of the day, what happened? You deny them. You deny His Excellency Dr. Nasir El-Rufai after screening as a minister. In the name of what? That is betrayal.
But they said there was a damning security report on him. So what were they supposed to do? Their hands were tied.
Up to today, can anybody present that report?
Perhaps the information contained therein is too sensitive for public consumption.
Allegedly. No, allegedly. Nobody can bring that information up to date. What actually happened, let me tell you. Tunelumelu, he bought AEDC. And he know that Dr. Nasir El-Rufai, if they give him the power, there are so many people who, in short, there are so many people that buy Nigeria assets, and they are not comply the law, the agreement. You want to come and buy my property, you give me half of the money. What happened to the half of the money? Then, if the half of the money is not compliant, automatically I have to revoke it from our agreement. So they knew that Nasir El-Rufai is going to revoke power from individual. Let the government, federal government manage the power. Because you give to individual to manage a property for you, the property will damage more than we think is, because it's going to make money for himself. That's what will happen. Today, do we still have a power? No, we don't. Because what El-Rufai said, make sure I'm going to try my own capacity to restore power to Nigeria.
How is he going to do that? As what? As president or as minister of power?
The minister of power. El-Rufai is a deliverer. When you give
so was he hoping the president would appoint a minister of power?
President have already screened El-Rufai under minister of power, because president have already promised he's going to give him minister of power. Because president asking
you substantiates that the president made that promise to him.
El-Rufai quote, I don't repeat class. You know, he wants FCT minister.
Right.
So he cannot go back to FCT. He's threatening on the power.
So did he have that agreement with the president?
Well, that is, I don't know, but with what we heard from him, from the library, unverified. So El-Rufai could have handled power. And El-Rufai could have delivered 80%, because they knew that he doesn't take shit.
We don't use such language on television.
They know that he doesn't compromise.
He's a no-nonsense man.
No-nonsense man, doesn't compromise. Because that is why the people that have integrity, El-Rufai have served. Even when EFCC invited El-Rufai, Nasir El-Rufai, they said they want to see him, he went. They cannot trace anything. The life of Atiku, when people say Atiku is a thief, did you ever, what Atiku thief? Is anybody ever prosecute Atiku? Is Atiku has his EFCC case? Atiku went to court and win all the court cases. Did you catch Atiku at the hand? Atiku is stolen, they prosecute Atiku? No. It is political destroying. In politics, they can paint you from white to black, from any other colors. Come to the table of the Northern issue. So when the Northern stood family with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, checkmate it. When you see 2024 budget, 2025 budget, what happened to it? Because the 2024 budget, 2025 budget was not implemented accordingly.
Right.
So now we are in 2026 budget, 58-point-something trillion, meaning that all the debt, all the money we have been borrowing, that budget stands to be servicing it. At the end of the day, you cannot see anything. Because we said our revenue is generated money. So where the money of revenue is going to? And where is the money of first subsidy is going to? And where are the projects that Nigeria cannot see? People are dying, you cannot pay hospital bill, you cannot do anything, you cannot even eat. Look at the essence of house hyping, increasement, in the name of what? In the name of exchange rate. Because when you go to market, what you buy today, 2 naira, tomorrow is going to be 10 naira or 20 naira. So what do you expect? We have so many houses that are vacant, real estate, Nobody buying, nobody stay there. Because whoever have opportunity to stay money, go and invest in real estate. If President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he can still change it if he's willing to change. Because one, those economic team, they have failed Nigeria. This is not an economy. Because you want to bring a law, the tax. You want to tax. You want to earn where you no reap. Is it possible? How? In a foreign country, Britain, America, other country who are believing in tax, they give citizen the best. The hospital is free hospital, in short, free school. Then if we have opportunity to set up a business, the government is going to support you. You can buy car and be paying from your earning. If you're a mechanic, if you have a mechanic workshop, they can give you loan to expand your business.
Can Nigeria achieve that in the lifetime of the Tinubu administration?
We can never achieve it except we have president who have political will, who value Nigeria citizen, who is not corrupt. And those presidents, we have one that we lost. About two of them, late Sani Abacha and late Yar'Adua. These are the two people that mean well for Nigeria. How they end it. Nigeria is a cruel country. They have to be extra careful. Nigeria is a place where you can, if you express, if you say the truth, they'll come after you. Then, where are we heading to?
When America showed concern, I should say, in the security challenge in Nigeria recently, we saw President Bola Tinubu make some moves. And people say, well, yes, we know it was the US that prompted Nigeria, but then at least it was commendable. Don't you think that is something that is impressive? I mean, some of those moves made by the government?
In short, as I'm still talking to you now, any insurgency that lasts 48 hours, according to the Apache statement, government is involved.
So you are saying government has been involved in this for at least 15 years?
Of course, because they are using insecurity to trade politics. Yes, they are using insecurity to trade politics. Because one, if I cause chaos in your environment, in your constituency, you have to face that reality. You cannot come and fight me. If government want to end insurgency in Nigeria today, within 1 or 2 weeks, government can end, they will end it. We Nigeria, whether Christian or Muslim, we love ourselves. We are brother's keeper. Nobody have gone to heaven and come back. It is politics that divide Muslim and Christian. But today, a lot of 80% of Nigeria have learned that Muslim, Christian, we are all one. So the more we join hands together, the more we can be able to fight the corruption. Insecurity caused by corruption. A country where there's no justice, peace cannot prevail in that country.
When we had late former President Buhari in office, there was so much of talk about a cabal in Aso Rock Villa. And they said the former president meant well for Nigeria, loved Nigeria, wanted to do right by Nigerians. But the cabal won't let him be. Can we say there's also the cabal problem with the Tinubu government?
Let me tell you something. No any government, they don't have the cabal. No government, whether you are president, whether you are governor, whether you are local government chairman, no any public office that doesn't listen to cabal or operate by cabal. Because now, why I say this is just, for example, right now, we said Tinubu is not performing very well, right? Nigeria are complaining bitterly. Why is he complaining? Only President Tinubu cannot do it alone. Those who are around President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they are giving him advice, they are listening to him every day, they are making plans. These are the cabal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The same thing happened during the time of Buhari. Because those people that are around them, they are not meant well for Nigeria, they meant well for themselves. They are soft landing. So they have to brainwashing you. When they now weigh you, option A, B, and C, what a particular time I can say this or whatever, is maneuver. That's what they are maneuver. Every president have people that maneuver him to do the wrong or the right. Let me make an example to you. Recently, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu pardoned some people from prison, up to Mariam Sanda.
Right.
At the end of the day, what happened? They returned some people flew back to prison to go and face their execution, right? What made him to take that first decision before he now retreat back? Is it not someone that said the idea to him? So, as you are right now, without politics and politicking, you can't sustain your office. There are something you just want to wave it up and just overlook it. There are something you cannot overlook. Whether negative or positive, you got to say it.
With all of these commentaries, are you working for or against the APC?
I'm not working for APC. I'm not working against APC. I'm still inside APC. But let APC do the right thing.
You look like you have one leg in the APC and one leg elsewhere.
No. My two legs is still inside APC. But I have to tell the APC, my party, what you are doing is not good. Because the day of judgment, God will ask you. I give opportunity to serve as a number one citizen in Nigeria. How did you do it? Those of you that see Mr. President is go astray without telling him that retrieve, then you are supporting because of what you are gaining. These are the people you are going to face. The reality, the day of judgment. Say the truth, no matter how bitter it is. If Mr. President wants to end insecurity in 36 states, within 1 week, he can end it. It's question to give order. I want you to do this, I want to do that. That's all. Those days, you can come to your house anytime, any day. But now, it's not easy. Look at kidnapping, killing, so many things. And Nigeria now have mind to go and fight for this country that, what's the country?
Benin Republic.
Benin Republic. And even Nigeria have a fighter jet. So what our fighter jet, what's he packing for? We bought the fighter jet because of our citizens. We have surveillance. Where, anywhere, whatever is happening, they can be able to see it. Government is using Nigeria's citizen. It's still over. So in the issue of defense, where President know what he's doing, because one, best known to him on the Minister of Defense. But what I'm assuring is this: give what belongs to Caesar. We have so many vibrant people who are willing to work. A Minister of Defense stopped. We know that we have lost almost about Chief of Army Staff, about 2 of them, in the name of insecurity whatsoever. And we have lost so many military. Then you're now giving civilian to become Chief of Defense. Well, but the decision that Mr. President took to replace Badal with General Musa is perfectly, we appreciate that. Because General Musa is, I knew him as an integrity person. He cannot compromise. He will do what is right, and he will do the needful. I'm sure that with Mr. President, if give him capacity, maybe General Musa can be able to end the issue of insurgency, and Nigeria will be free from bad elements.
All right, I think that's the much we'll talk about on this Christmas Day special. Several issues around politics, the leadership of this country under the All Progressives Congress, APC, where the president is also the national leader of the party. I've been talking with the chieftain of the ruling APC, Alhaji Jamiu Usman, popularly called Young Alhaji, to help us share perspectives, especially as it has to do with the leadership of his party and what the policy thrust of the APC has been for Nigerians. So I'd like to say a big thank you to you, Alhaji,
for coming. Thank you, my brother. Nice meeting you, my brother.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right, we're taking a quick break now, everyone. When we return, Jumai Mansin and I will tie it up on this special edition of Global Morning. Do stay with us. Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and internationals.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Monday through Sunday to a wide range of latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
What is your problem? What's your problem?
We're on the road to protest. And the president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Quite a special occasion, no doubt about that. The conversations too around Christmas and where we are as a country, as a government, and as a people. Juma, I would say it has been an amazing outing here on Global Morning.
Yes, it has, and I'm smiling from cheek to cheek.
Yeah, I'm not going to let our viewers in on how you were struggling with some language-related issues. But
you don't have to bring
we all have our weakness.
We all have our weaknesses, and the truth is, okay, for as much as everyone is out there, try and get close to home. Know where you're from. Speak your language. I think we need to talk about speaking the language. Don't worry.
The mother tongue.
The mother tongue is very important. And at the same time, it's the festivities. Let's try as much as possible to show love, care, support to individuals out there. And Merry Christmas to each and every one of you, and hoping a prosperous and beautiful New Year. And of course, for all the views of our guest that has been on the show, it's strictly their own personal views, not the views of Global Television. Of course, we do not impute or subtract from any editorial judgment on our newspaper review segment. And of course, thank you all so much for being a part of the program Global Morning. And I am Jumai Manson with my amazing, fantastic co-host.
My name is